Let's not stand on ceremony here.
Hello and welcome to Director's Choice. In this video, we'll be taking a deep dive into the psychology of one of the most iconic villains in the DC universe, Bane. Known for his imposing figure, strategic mind, and ruthless behavior, Bane is a complex and compelling character with a troubled past and a twisted sense of morality. We'll explore the various aspects of Bane's psychological makeup, from his troubled childhood to his addiction to the drug Venom, and examine how these factors contribute to his character. Bane is a complex and compelling character in the world of comic books and movies. His imposing figure, strategic mind, and ruthless behavior make him one of the most memorable villains in the DC universe. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into Bane's psychology and examine how his troubled past and twisted motivations contribute to his character. Bane was created by Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan and first appeared in Batman: Vengeance of Bane #1 in 1993. He was born and raised in the prison of Pena Dura on the Caribbean island of Santa Prisca, where he was subjected to cruel experiments with a drug called Venom. Bane's traumatic childhood is a key component of his psychological makeup. Growing up in a prison environment, he learned to rely on himself and developed a strong sense of determination. He had to be tough to survive in that environment, and this gave him a sense of self-reliance that he would carry with him into adulthood. However, the experiments with Venom left him with an addiction to the drug and a deep-seated anger and resentment towards authority figures. This is likely because he was used as a guinea pig in these experiments, and he had no control over what was happening to him. The fact that he was experimented on like this as a child has left him with deep psychological scars that continue to influence his behavior as an adult. As an adult, Bane is characterized by a desire for power, control, and recognition. He sees himself as a superior being, both in terms of his physical strength and his intelligence. This superiority complex is driven by his need for validation and recognition. He wants to prove to the world that he is more than just a criminal or a victim of circumstance, and he is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goals. Bane's desire for control is another important aspect of his personality. He is addicted to the drug Venom, which gives him a sense of power and control. This addiction is both physical and psychological, as he has come to rely on the drug to feel powerful and in control. He is also a master tactician, able to manipulate people and events to his advantage. His need for control is a way for him to feel powerful and assert his dominance over others. Bane's thirst for vengeance is another key motivation. He blames Batman for ruining his plans and for the destruction of his home, Santa Prisca. His desire for revenge drives many of his actions, and he is willing to do whatever it takes to get even. This desire for revenge is likely a result of his traumatic childhood, where he was subjected to so much cruelty and violence. It has left him with a deep-seated anger and a desire to take revenge on those who have wronged him. Bane's ideology is also an important aspect of his personality. He sees himself as a warrior fighting for a cause, and his actions are driven by a belief in a harsh form of justice. He is willing to cause chaos and destruction if he believes it serves a greater purpose. This ideology is likely a result of his experiences in prison, where he saw firsthand the injustices of the criminal justice system. He believes that he is fighting for a greater good, even if his methods are extreme and violent. One of Bane's most iconic movie appearances was in The Dark Knight Rises, where he was portrayed by Tom Hardy. In this movie, Bane takes over Gotham City and holds it hostage. He breaks Batman's back in a fight and reveals his true motivations for causing chaos in the city. Bane's portrayal in this movie is particularly compelling because it adds a new dimension to the character that wasn't present in previous adaptations. Instead of being portrayed as a mindless brute, Bane is depicted as a highly intelligent and physically imposing villain with a twisted sense of justice. The fight scenes between Bane and Batman in The Dark Knight Rises are some of the most memorable in movie history. The physical strength and strategic thinking of both characters are on full display, creating a sense of tension and excitement. Bane's ability to match Batman both physically and intellectually adds to his allure as a villain. But Bane's psychological makeup extends beyond his desire for power and control. He also has a deep-seated need for love and acceptance, which is evident in his relationship with Talia al Ghul. Talia is one of the few people who truly understands Bane and accepts him for who he is. Their relationship adds a humanizing element to Bane's character, as it shows that he is capable of love and vulnerability. Bane's addiction to the drug Venom also adds another layer to his character. It is a physical manifestation of his need for control, but it is also a weakness that others can exploit. Bane's dependence on the drug makes him vulnerable, and his enemies have used this vulnerability to defeat him in the past. Bane's psychological makeup is also heavily influenced by his physical appearance. His mask, which is used to deliver venom to his body, is a symbol of his addiction and his dependence on the drug. It also makes him appear intimidating and fearsome, which adds to his reputation as a dangerous villain. Bane's use of violence and intimidation as a means of control is another aspect of his character that is deeply rooted in his psychological makeup. He sees violence as a tool to achieve his goals, and he is willing to use it to get what he wants. This is evident in his takeover of Gotham City in The Dark Knight Rises, where he uses fear and violence to control the population and maintain his grip on power. But despite his ruthless behavior and twisted motivations, Bane is not entirely devoid of humanity. His relationship with Talia al Ghul, as well as his desire for love and acceptance, show that there is more to him than just a heartless villain. This complexity makes him a compelling character and adds to the depth of his psychological makeup. Bane's psychology can also be explored through his interactions with other characters in the Batman universe. For example, his relationship with the Joker is particularly interesting. The Joker represents chaos and anarchy, while Bane represents order and control. They are two sides of the same coin, and their interactions highlight the complex nature of Bane's character. His desire for control and order puts him at odds with the Joker's desire for chaos and destruction. Another interesting aspect of Bane's character is his interactions with Batman. Bane sees himself as a worthy adversary to the Dark Knight, and their battles are often intense and brutal. But there is also a sense of respect between the two characters. Bane recognizes Batman's strength and intelligence, and he sees himself as the only one who can truly challenge him. In conclusion, Bane is one of the most iconic villains in the DC universe, and for good reason. His imposing figure, strategic mind, and ruthless behavior make him a memorable character in movies and comic books. But it is his psychological makeup that truly sets him apart from other villains. By exploring Bane's psychology, we gain a deeper understanding of the complex nature of villainy and the importance of understanding the motivations of those who would seek to do us harm. And that's a wrap on our exploration of Bane's psychology. We hope you found this video informative and insightful. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And we'll see you next time on Director's Choice.